Hi, I'm Kent Stock from Marion, Iowa. I was supposed to be doing an interview with Tim Wambach. Oh,
and I'm Tim Wambach from Handicap This. Kent, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
well, as I said, I'm Kent Stock from Marion, Iowa, and was born and raised in Ankeny, Iowa. And as a kid, I had a love of baseball and wanted to be a professional baseball player. And I found out after 4 years of college I wasn't going to be a professional baseball player, so I needed to find a job. And I thought I'd become a teacher and a coach. All the mentors in my life were teachers and coaches, and so I wanted to be a teacher and coach. And I spent 23 years in education, 16 of those as a middle school principal, and hopefully making an impact on kids' lives.
Absolutely.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to coach a baseball team in small town Iowa that won 20 state championships over 25 years, and they closed the school down, and I was lucky enough to have a movie made about my life, and through that, the final season is the name of the movie. It allowed me the opportunity to become a motivational speaker, and I got to go out and speak to a lot of different groups, and through that, I met you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so basically what this video is going to be about, it's going to be about how Kent brought Handicap This to Cedar Rapids. Currently, right now, we are in the green room at Theater Cedar Rapids the afternoon before our show on Saturday, September 8th, and I get emails, phone calls, and text messages, and Facebook requests, and just people are always asking me, Tim, how can we bring Handicap This? We want Handicap This in Dallas. We want it in California. We want it in New York. How does it happen? Well, I have the man who brought Handicap This to Cedar Rapids, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how he did that so that could help you on how you can take the steps to bring us to your town, to your organization, to your group, to your school, what have you. So Kent, right off the bat, first, why did you bring Handicap This to Cedar Rapids?
Well, Tim, through meeting you, I found out that you were having kind of one of your first big shows in Skokie, Illinois at the North Shore Performing Arts Center.
Yep.
So my wife and I went to see the show and November 4th.
That's right.
Last
2011.
2011. And we sat there and watched it. And when I got done watching it, I looked at my wife and I said, Lori, we have got to bring Handicap This to Cedar Rapids. And so step number one, if you're watching this video, you've accomplished step number one. You have the passion and the desire to bring Handicap This to your community.
Right, and that's, I think too, it's like Kent made a choice. He said, Lori, we got to do this. And then he followed through. So that was step one. Step one is you got to want it. And if you're listening to this video, like Kent said, you do want it. So you want to figure out how to do that. So Kent,
and you have to have a spouse who says, go for it. And I had a spouse that said, go for it.
That definitely helps.
Once Lori and I made the commitment that we wanted to get this done, probably the first step after having the desire to bring them here was I went out and I found a sponsor. Luckily, I work at a bank here in Cedar Rapids, Community Savings Bank, and I went to the president and CEO and I made the pitch to him saying, hey, this is what I want to do. Are you on board? And he said, absolutely, Kent, if you're passionate about it, we're on board. So I found a sponsor that came in, and he helped me secure the location. You know, I went out to Theater Cedar Rapids here in town. I said, hey, what's it going to cost me to rent out the theater, do the box office?
Right.
I went out and found that information, and I went back to him and said, can you help me as a sponsor? And so that was the second step. Once we got that secured, then it was me and my passion to go out and find all the different resources in the community, not financially necessarily, but to help promote and market it.
Right.
Obviously, I use the social media, Facebook and Twitter, but then it's reaching out to your local newspaper and saying, hey, would you like to do an article about this? Tim provides you with many different resources and tools that you can use. You aren't writing up your own work. Tim will provide you with information that you go to the local media. There's a lot of free promotion advertising in communities. Local KCRG, Channel 9, ABC News station here in local Cedar Rapids, they have a thing that's called Show You Care. And since my goal in this was to bring Tim and Mike in for the show, it wasn't for me to make money or it wasn't for anybody else to make money, but I wanted any profits that we had to be donated to a charity. Yep. And I found a local charity here in town called Camp Courageous that I said we were going to donate that money to. So therefore that opened up an avenue with our TV station. They have a PSA, public service announcement, 30-second commercial. I applied for that, and I got that, so that helped with promotion, and our local Cedar Rapids Gazette running articles and doing a little advertisement that way.
Exactly. So Kent, what he did was he wanted to bring us there. He chose to bring us to his community, and then he went out and started finding resources and finding ways to do it. He talked to his boss at the bank, and he said, "This is what I want to do. You know, can you help me out?" And because Kent has great rapport with his boss, and because Kent's an upstanding citizen, his boss was all on board. And so that's basically what we're trying to tell you here is, you know, and this is every time someone asks me, the first thing I say is it's really not that hard. It's simple to bring us in. It's just not easy to bring us in. And all it takes is one person. Kent was one person, and it never would have happened if Kent didn't go up to his boss and ask his boss if they would want to get behind it. So if someone's watching this video and they say, "Kent, you know, you have all these resources. You worked at the bank and you had this movie made. And I mean, I'm just this person. I'm just a school teacher. I'm just, you know, what have you." How can you know, just little old me bring Handicap This to wherever I am?
The first thing I'm going to say is never say the word "I'm just." Whatever you're doing, if you have a passion for what you're doing, you are a professional. And you have that passion, you can do anything that you want to do. I'm not going to tell you this was easy.
It's not easy.
It put in a lot of time, but you know what? It was fun, and it was worthwhile. It was something that gave me a great deal of reward personally to be able to bring them in and share your message. You know, that was my ultimate goal, was to share your message with as many people in Cedar Rapids as possible. And who knows how it can grow from there.
The ripples from there.
Right.
So, and I mean, I think that Kent nailed it on the head right there. Anyone can do this. And I know people might, I guess, whenever someone says they can't do something to me, I always ask them, is it that you can't do it or that you won't do it? Because like Kent said, it was hard work. I mean, I'm not going to say anyone that it's not going to be hard work. You're going to have to do some stuff to bring us in. Don't get me wrong, because it's not just, you know, open up the box and it's ready made. I mean, there's some assembly acquired in getting us here, but I mean, I will provide you with press releases and marketing materials, and I will be on the phone with you. I mean, how many times were we on the phone talking about this? I mean,
I have a man crush on Kent.
And I have a man crush on Kent.
My wife and I talk. We've talked to each other more over the last month than my wife and I. But she has the same passion as I do, and you know, when I say it's not easy, it's not difficult either.
Right.
You know, it's fun work. You feel like you're doing something for other people, and I shared that quote with you this morning.
That's right.
that I live by is that it's, you know, what you do for yourself is gone when you're gone. What you do for others is your legacy.
Yeah.
Create your legacy and bring these guys in. You'll find that it's very powerful and impactful.
You know, so again, if you're watching this video and you think you want to bring Handicap This to your group or organization, please get in contact with me. I will help you out every step of the way, and Kent, I'm sure will help you out as well.
Absolutely.
It's not something that, you know, don't get bogged down in the details. All right, that's the main thing, because there's a ton of things to do, but all you have to do is start with the first thing. You know, it's like a staircase. All you gotta do is get to that first staircase, and then the second staircase will be there, and then you gotta go to that second staircase. And little by little, you'll be going up the staircase, and you'll have Handicap This in your own backyard. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Kent, thank you for your passion. Thank you for your dedication, and thank you for bringing us to Cedar Rapids, because, you know, this is a community that Mike and I never would have been in front of if it wasn't for you and Lori and your family. So thank you to Kent, and thank you to Theater Cedar Rapids. And again, thank you, because if you're watching this, that means that Handicap This has spurred something in you, and I think that you know, we can definitely have a working relationship. So again, I'm Tim Wambach.
Kent Stock.
And we are happy that you guys watched our video. Kent, why don't you say something while I shut off the
I will now say goodbye as Tim shuts off the camera. See ya.